Hello everyone. This is our set of the day. It says there is a football club in India which prepares young players for the international competitions. And on 10th of January 2016, the club made 4 groups in which all the players were divided in, and these groups played matches against each other. On 10th of each of the next 3 months, that is in Feb, March, and April, the group with the lowest number of members before adding any other members were disbanded, and all the players of the disbanded group, they were distributed among one or the more of the other groups. Also, on first of each of the next 3 months, that is Feb, March, and April, some new members were joined, and all of them were added to one of the available groups on 10th of the same month. Now we have 4 conditions with us. The first one says on 10th of January there were 104 members in the group, with group 3 having the minimum number of members as 23, and group 1 has the highest members as 30. Next, on 10th of February there is some information is given, and after that we have information in the third and the fourth point. So let us try to solve this set. Now it says, first of all, it says on 10th of January there were 104 members in the club. Now remember that the new members are added, join the group on the first of every month, but they are added to one of the available groups on the 10th of the same month, right? And on 10th of January, the first time when the groups were made, there were 104 members in the club, with group 3 having the minimum number of members as 23. So group 1, group 2, 3 and 4, right? So there were minimum members in the group number 3, they were 23, whereas the maximum numbers were in group 1, which were 30. Let us directly write down these values in the table. So in the group 1 in January there were 30 members, in group 3 there were 23 members. Total members are 30 plus 23, 53. The remaining ones are 104 minus 53, 51, right? So these 51 members were distributed among group 2 and group 4. And since group 3 has the minimum members, that means these remaining 51 members will be divided among 2 and 4. Like, since 23 is the minimum number, that means one group among 2 and 4 must have 24 members. Then the second one will be having 27. If one has 25 members, the other will have 26, right? And 27, 24, again the same number, 26 and 25, again the same number. So that means these are the two possibilities. That means in group 2 or group 4, either there will be 24 and 27 members in any order, or there will be 25 and 26 members in any order, right? Next, on 10th of February, all the members of the group with a minimum number of members, that is group 3, they are shifted to group 1 or 2, and all the new members who joined on 1st February, they joined the group number 4. The increase in the members of group 1 to 4 after 10th February was XYZ, where XYZ are 3 consecutive natural numbers. Now there are 23 members in group 3 in January. These 23 members should be divided between 1 and 2, group 1 and group 2, in such a way that that the numbers should become consecutive natural numbers. So the only possibility is with 11 and 12, right? So 23 will be distributed among group 1 and group 2 as 11 members and 12 members, but we do not know whether group 1 is having 11 members, adding 11 members, or group 2 is adding 11 members, right? That is not clear up to this point, but that is one thing is very much clear, that the number is 11 or 12, right? And since the group number 4, it's written that all the new members who joined on 1st Feb, they joined the group number 4, right? So if 11 and 12 members are joining the group 1 and 2, that means the group number 4 should have either 13 members in order to get the numbers in as consecutive ones, or it should have 10 members. So group 4 either has 10 members or 13 members, right? So the new members which joined on February and who joined on joined the group number 4, they are either 13 in number or they are 10 in number. Next it says no two groups had consecutive number of members after 10th of February and before 10th March. Now before 10th March simply means that after 10th February means when the new members were added to the group number 4 and all the remaining members were distributed in group number 1 and 2. On 1st March, 3 new members joined the club, and on the 10th of March, group 4 was disbanded. That means group 4 must have the least number of people. By the end of March, the increase in the number of members over the previous group month in group 2 was 66.2 by 3% more than the increase in the same group in the previous month. So 66.2 by 3% simply means 2/3. So the increase in the group number 2 was exactly what is written there, exactly 2/3 more than the increase in the same group in the previous month. Now we know that since it is talking about the by the end of March, right? By the end of March, that means when the 10th of March is already gone. So the distribution of March already happened. So in that month, the increase was exactly 2/3 more than the increase in the previous month. That means increase in the month of Feb. We know that in the month of Feb, either the group number 2 has 11 more members or 12 more members. But since we need to find exactly 2/3 more, that means the number which has been added should be a multiple of 3, right? Only then we can find the exact 2/3 of that number. If I assume that there were 11 members added in the group number 2 in February, right? If I assume this thing, then I have to find the 2/3 of 11, which is not a whole number. So in order to get the whole number, the number should be 12. That means, it simply means that the number of people added in group 2 in February were 12, right? And in group number 1, they were 11. Next, it says on the 10th April, the group 1 had more member. On 10th April, group 1 had more member than group 2 before the addition of the new members, right? So before addition of the new members, group 1 had 1 more member than the group 2. Now let us see how many members would be there before 10th of April, considering that 3 members were joined on the 1st March. So I can say that in March, the total members will be, how many members could be there in total? Let me erase some of these values since they are not required now. So let us say in March means after 10th of March, right? How many members were there in total? We know that here in the month of February, either 10 members were added in this group, right? Or 13 members were added in this group. In January, either 10 members were added in February, after 10th January or before 10th of February, whatever you want to say, either 10 members were added or 13 members were added, right? So how many members were there in March? I can say that 104 were initially in January, right? Let us say, we know that these 11 and 12, they are not the new members, they are the ones who were shifted from group number 3. They were already in January in the club, right? So these 11 and 12, they constitute the part of 104. वो वहाँ पे already था, right? The new members could be either 10 or 13. So if I assume that they are 13 in number, right? In Feb, these were the new members who joined group 4. It's already written that all the new members who joined on 1st February, they joined the group number 4. So in the group number 4, either 13 members were joined or 10 members were joined. So if I assume that there were 13 members in the month of February who joined the group number 4, and on 1st March 3 members were joined the group number 3 new members were joined in the club. So there will be 3 new members in March. So that means there are in total 120 members in the month of March when the group number 4 was disbanded. Last point says on 10th April, before the addition of the new members means the members who joined the club in the month of April, before the addition of those members, group 1 had 1 more member than the group number 2. Now that means these 120 members, they are the members of January, those added in February and those added in March. So these 120 members should be divided in the group number 1 and 2 in such a way that group 1 should have 1 more member than the group number 2. Right. Now, if I take the two numbers to be equal, 60, 60, right? After that, the next possibility would be 62 and 58. Okay. This is again not possible. This is again not possible, right? So that means 120 is not possible. So this case is not possible. Otherwise, the last part will not be true. When I told you that in group number 1, 1 more member should be there than the group number 2, this is simply not possible. So that means 13 is not the number of members joined in the month of February, right? So that means the number of members joined in the month of February should be 10. That means total members should be 117, which could be divided between group 1 and group 2 as 59 and 58. That means in the month of March, we have 59 members in total. In group 1, 58 in total in group number 2. Now, initially we know that there were either, when we have 30 plus 23, 53 members, remaining 51 members are there, they were divided between group 2 and group 4 as either 24, 27 or 25, 26. Right, let's see what were the possibilities. Let's say there were 24 members here and 27 were there, right? So 30 plus 11, in the month of Feb there would be 41 members here and 36 members here and 37 members here, okay, and 0 here, because all these members are distributed in the group 1 and group 2. So this is the case of 10th of February. But it says no two groups had a consecutive number of members after 10th February and before 10th March. But here the number is consecutive, 36 and 37, they are the consecutive numbers, right? So this is not possible. So that means we know that here we have addition of 12 members, that is true, but with this we are getting consecutive numbers, right? So this is not possible. So there is one more possibility that 27 should be here and 24 should be here. In this case, here the total members are 39 and here the total number will be 34. Now we know that it is written that in the March, the increase in the group 2 was exactly 2/3 more than the increase in the same group previous month. So in the month of February, the group 2 has increase of 12. So 2/3 of 12 means 8. That means the increase was 8 more than the previous month. 8 more than the previous month. The previous month increase was 12. So 8 more than 12 means 20. So that means the increase would be 20. Now if I add 20 here, the total should be 59, but the actual total should be 58. Right? So this is not possible. So that means 27 is also not possible. So 24 is not possible here. But one thing is clear, that here the increase will be of 20. So 27, 24 is not possible. Now let us consider 25 and 26. So if I consider that this group has 25 members and this group has 26 members in January, then here the total would be 37 and here the total would be 36. Again, these two are consecutive numbers. But as per the information, no two groups should have the consecutive numbers, right? So this is again not possible. So 25 and 26 is not possible. So that means here it should be 26 and 25. So 26 plus 12 is 38, and 38 plus 20 is 58. That is good. So 25 plus 10 is 35. Now, after that, these 35 members were distributed among group 1 and 2, right? Basically, when they are distributed between 1 and 2 group, here you will get 0. Now, out of these 15 members, 35 members, 20 had gone to group number 2. So remaining 15 should go to group number 1, right? And there were 3 new members who joined the club on the 1st of March. So these 3 should also go to the group number 1, right? So that is why the total will be now 41 plus 15 plus 3, 59. So these are the total, these are the complete arrangement for this set. Let us now see the questions. Here is the first one. It says how many members were there in the group 2 on 20th of February, right? On 20th of February means after the addition of the new members. So answer is 38. What is the total number of members on 30th March? On 30th March means these two values, sum of these two values, 59 plus 58, which is 117. How many members shifted from group 3 to group 1 in February? So from group 3 to group 1, 11 members were shifted. So answer is option 2. On 2nd March, the number of members in group 1 was more than the group 2 by. Now, on 2nd March simply means that after the division of the 10th February, right? After the division of the 10th February. So in the month of February after division, the group 1 has 41 members and group 2 has 38 members. So difference is 3. So this was a complete set. Thank you to all of you.